Hello.
Hey, Coach.
Very good day today. Very happy with the day. Normal Wednesday type practice. Guys were sharp, crisp. Mindset was good, and tempo was good. Offense, defense, competition was well. I really like where we're at. I really do. Very pleased, and not just the physical part of it, but the mental part of it. The focus, the concentration, the attention to detail. Very happy where we're at right now.
One practice left. What else can you get in tomorrow?
We'll do our normal Thursday practice. We'll have a lot of things as far as won't be anything new. Just really dotting our I's and crossing our T's in situations and what we do normally on Thursday.
Jimbo, I want to see if you can revisit something, and I apologize if it's repetitive a little bit, but when you get a kid where you want to swap positions, change his position outside of the ball and everything, does it start with a hunch? Does it start with an instinct of some way, or there's a lot more into it than that?
There's not more evaluating what traits does he have that make that, when you look at that position, when it's done well, what traits do those guys have? And then you apply them to guys you see on your team or guys that you think be more suited for that situation. And then how they practice, how they learn, whether it's toughness issues, size issues, length issues, could be even shorter guys. You know what I'm saying? Just depending on what all that goes in. So there's a lot more to it than just a hunch and where you think somebody could fit in.
Your position coaches ever say, no, please no?
Oh, yeah, they do. But what they got to understand, and what all position coaches got to understand, the really good ones, is think team. I mean, we can think individually for what makes my position the best, but you got to, that's where as a head coach, you got to have that deciding vote of what's best for our football team and what's best for that young man.
Jimbo, you talked. Your offensive line has been so good this year, and they've been through so much progression. Have you seen them kind of take on some of the character of cricket in terms of?
Oh, no doubt. There's no doubt. You can't play for that guy and work day in, day out, and not be coached well, be fundamental, be tough, and be a team-oriented guy. It doesn't work because you're not going to last. And to me, that's the trait you want in an offensive lineman.
Jimbo, when you look at some of your statistics this year, one of the most dominant seasons, at least regular season, in the history of college football, did you, obviously you knew you were going to be good, but did you have any idea?
You don't ever know you're going to hit things at that level, and I really haven't looked at them. I'll be honest with you. I know people say that all the time and what I hear, but I haven't reflected back on them. I'm sure we will at the end when we evaluate ourselves. But you don't ever know you're going to have them. You know you may have potential, but still you got to go out and it's about, you got to execute and you got to play the game and do it. And that's what's been so proud of these kids is how consistent. From game one to the last game, the way they practiced, the way they prepared, and the way they played.
Winston joked that if you go to Texas, he'll go with you. Do you appreciate that loyalty?
Yeah, he and I have a tremendous relationship. He and I have a tremendous. Like I said, I think the world of him. He and I are very close, and but we'll be right here.
You hadn't heard anything from Texas?
No, I have not. And it doesn't matter what I say, y'all gonna write what the heck you want until someone takes that job. So we're not going down that road. We're gonna worry about a national championship right here. That's what I'm focused on and I'm happy about.
Jimbo, did you get these last couple days healthy still?
Yeah, we're very healthy. We're still healthy, and I think the way we practice and monitor our guys, and we've been very fortunate. People don't realize that goes into a lot of success of a season. Your health and how you monitor your guys and practice your guys, and we've done a good job. Our strength conditioning staff and our coaches have done a good job of that, and then we've been a little lucky too. It always takes a little luck.
Did you watch that Alabama upset last night? Have you kind of followed these upsets?
I watched part of it. I watched a little bit after the second half when we got back from our function and was able to watch it. Now, Oklahoma did a heck of a job, played a heck of a football game.
Are you surprised that so many of these heavy favorites, though, are kind of falling? And do you even think about that with your game and talk to your guys about that?
We're controlling what we can control, and that's how we play and what we do. We don't worry about upsets. We don't worry about anything else, just how we prepare. And, you think, does it surprise you? It happens every year. I mean, it's surprising that we think it's a surprise. I mean, that's what bowl games are. They're 30 days afterwards, and things like that happen. Teams have time to prepare, and different teams match up differently against different people. Just because someone does something, there's matchups within each team and things that happen that can make things different.
Coach, did you catch the Fiesta Bowl, and you ever think UCF would be the second best team in the state?
That's for y'all to write, but I'm very happy for them. They did a tremendous job. George is a heck of a football coach, and like I say, they jumped on from day one. I got to see bits and pieces because we're always practicing, meeting, or had something to do, but I caught bits and pieces. They played very well.
Would you like Matthew Thomas is here, and so is Jacob Coker. Guys who are injured aren't going to play. What's the thinking behind having them travel the team and take?
Well, I want them to have this experience, and they're still part of our team. They were in camp. They were in 2 days. They did the things we had to do, and were with us all year long. So those guys, it's very important for me. They're all part of our family. I mean, just because a guy has an injury doesn't mean he's not part of our family. We want him to experience things and be part of it, and he can help us. Jake's doing a great job with Sean, help monitoring him and showing him how to prepare for games and being there as a mentor for him. And helping Jameis too with communication and things that go on. And then Matthew played 4 games. Like I said today, he made a call. They said in the meeting today and had a check that the guy said, "Man, we ain't done that." Oh yeah, and Matthew's the one who jumped up and picked it up. So those guys, there's still a learning process that goes with all this, and as you develop players.
You talked yesterday just about Coach Sanders' role on your team. How much has it kind of helped you to be,
Tremendous. He has taken, and it allows me to get to other parts of our team, to feel very comfortable when we get away from that room, that things are getting done, how they're getting done, the scripts and all that. He and Dawson have done a tremendous job that way in all of our systems, but Randy's done a tremendous job at taking a huge burden off me.
I know you said you've known him for a long time, but when did you guys really start to develop a relationship?
I mean, we were always been friends off and on in recruiting the last 8, 10, 12 years, whatever. I mean, it's probably been longer now, I guess, back that we've known each other and been able to talk. Never around each other to coach a lot, but always every time I met him, enjoyed him, thought he was, and admired what he did as a coach, thought he was a heck of a football coach.
Citrus Bowl's about to be renovated. Would you like to get down there for a neutral site game?
You never know. We'll have to wait and see.
Coach, not just football players, but do you think it's fair that if somebody is not charged with a crime that their name is put out?
I mean, I do. I think, well, here's what I say: when you're not charged, let's be careful of how much we run the situation that's going on now. But because sometimes we start assuming they're charged and treating them as if they were charged just to create news and just to create that thing. I think charging a guy is very critical, and I think you got to be very critical because it's not character assassination, but you can develop a thought about a guy or an identity about a guy, very easily because it lingers. I mean, because usually when guys aren't charged, then that lingers on for a long time. So that's in the paper every day, and all of a sudden when they're not, we forget it in 2 days. So we ain't brainwashed them back that everything's okay. So I think that is a very fine line to walk, in my opinion.
If you had unlimited
out here, I'm sorry. Do you guys lift out here, and if so, how's your lifting schedule different than normal?
We do normal stuff.
If you had unlimited scholarships, you could sign as many as you wanted. How many top-notch players could you sign coming up?
Oh, I don't know about that. I'd hopefully a bunch, but I mean, we're having a good year, and I think people like coming. I think people like Tallahassee when they get to Florida State on that visit. So I'm all for, if you can get it done, I'm all for it.
Coach, your two biggest coaching influences are Nick Saban and Bobby Bowden. How do you kind of balance those two extremes of personality and the way that you?
Their personalities are their own personalities. My personality is my personality. One thing I don't try to take from them is a personality. Now, I learned from both guys. I learned from other people I was with too. Les Miles, Coach Terry Bowden, all those guys too. But one thing both those guys taught me, because people think they're two extremes. Well, how are they both so successful? Being themselves. I got to be Jimbo Fisher. I can't worry about Nick Saban's personality. I can't be worried about Bobby Bowden's personality. I have to be who I am and what I do. Now, can I learn from them about things I learned, how they handle situations, how they handle recruiting or whatever it may be? Yes. And those two probably the guys that influence me the most. But I've got to be Jimbo. I don't try to take anything from their personalities.
Is there any specific lesson you've taken from those guys that you kind of keep coming back to and harping on from those two guys?
Be myself. It is. I mean, it most definitely is.
How excited are you for Monday's game?
I'm excited. I really am, but I don't want to be too excited right now. We played on Monday. We always believe in the you can get physically ready, but emotionally you can't stay at that high very long. You got to peak it at the right time. So hopefully I'll be at the emotional high on Monday.
Jimbo, how well did you know Jay Jacobs when you were at Auburn? And
very well. I knew Jay.
Oh
yeah, we sing cars back and forth and talk. And Jay and I were friends, and he's a great guy.
What goes into him being a good administrator?
I think he's been a player. I think he's been in the business a long time as far as an assistant AD. So he's seen things from a player standpoint. Been around Auburn, knows him very well. He's a very smart guy, and I think he's a very good business guy. I mean, so I think from all those avenues, that's what a good AD is.
Jimbo, what do you guys do over the next 48 hours to reach that mental peak that you're just talking
about? We really start right down, and tomorrow especially. We hit it after we have our one reels and our mental conditioning meetings and all that. We'll start really grinding in that last 48 hours. There's a lot of meetings and different talks and things that we'll do that we do all the time.
People talk about Auburn, they mentioned Team of Destiny. I mean, when you guys hear that, is that just kind of media making stuff up, or is there something kind of special going on?
That's what I guess. God didn't put us on this earth and give us a destiny. God put us on this earth to create your own destiny by the decisions you make and what you do. Destiny's great, but I believe you create your own destiny by what you do and the decisions you make every day, daily.
Coach, obviously you have an agent. Even if another school did want to contact you, you wouldn't want to take that now, right? You wouldn't want to.
No. I mean, I'd have no interest now. I'm very focused on what we're doing here right now.